This is a video for people who keep thinking about trying something and haven't started yet. For people who keep planning something and they haven't quite started it, who keep talking about it, who keep pondering it, who go in circles and they keep watching more videos, reading books and podcasts and whatever, and they haven't actually done the thing. In my case, I speak to a lot of kind of a business audience, so that might be not having started the business, but it can apply in a whole range of domains. It can apply to learning coding, right? And not starting it. And I want to speak a little bit on just what it is to feel that fear and do it anyway, because that is essentially the way anything worthwhile gets done. Because 90% of the time, basically, in order for you to learn something, you have to suck at it first. If you give me a guitar today, I don't know how to play guitar. I'm going to look like a monkey. And that's the point. That's the only way in order to become, the next proper guitar player. I need to go through that phase of having no idea what I'm doing and playing the wrong chords and making an absolute fool of myself. That is what it takes to learn a new skill. Now, the thing is, it's nice and easy when I can buy an instrument and play it in my room by myself. But most of the time, a lot of the things that are worthwhile doing require us telling other people. This is specifically true to business. In business, you have to go out there and tell the world that you're doing this thing in order to get customers, right? In order to get more people, to get attention, whatever. You need that. And you will make an absolute fool of yourself because you need to suck at something first. For me, I think it's something that I took a long time to come to terms with. Is you have to go through being bad at something in order to be good. And when you want to do something that is very public, and oftentimes, let's say you want to be an artist, you want to be a business person, a comedian, whatever it is, most of the time doing something requires telling other humans about it. It requires other people to know about the thing that you do. In order for that to be the case, you must be public. And if you're starting out, you will be bad at it for some time. You don't learn an instrument in 1 or 2 years. It takes a long time of practice to get really, really good at it. And so when you start out, you're going to suck at it and you have to show the world anyway. And that can be really scary. But if you feel that fear, you have to kind of learn to dive into it as much as you can. I think these videos for me are a great example that I can easily show the world. But man, I suck at them. I really do. If you look at, especially go back to the start, they were way worse than they are now. And I know for a fact, me watching myself in this video today, I know that this also sucks, right? Whether it's the structure, the lighting, the composition of the video is very poor. There's a million things that I can improve on, but I need to go through the motions and just practice and show up again and again and just get more used to it. And that's really it. It's something that I reflect a lot on. But even to this day, I procrastinate the things that I don't know how to do the most. I procrastinate the things that make me feel uncomfortable because they're unfamiliar. And unfamiliarity means usually that we're not as good at them. We're going to be a little bit incompetent. Incompetence feels uncomfortable, but it's necessary. And I think there's a huge group of people who look at other people and they're like, oh, I wish I was doing that. And they just don't start because they're scared of the judgment, because they're scared of the failure, they're scared of whatever. And the reality is there's no real way around it. That is the price that you pay for the things that are hard to acquire. It is not that the work itself is hard. I've been recording it every day for, since the start of this year. So it's 10 odd months. The actual sitting down and recording is not a hard action. I don't exert a lot of effort. But what is hard and nerve-wracking is to know that, man, there's some video where I definitely made a fool of myself or something, and it's out there, and everybody I know could see it. And that's just the way it is. And there's nothing I can do about it. That is the entire, part of the hardship of the thing is not the actions themselves. It is in the uncertainty and the potential embarrassment that you have from other people. And you have to face that really head on. And there's no way around it. There's no silver bullet. There's no, this isn't a video where I can tell you the secret to do it anyway. It's just to tell you that if you feel that, you're on the right path. And I wish I could hammer that into myself years ago. And I've been trying to build businesses and do whatever for the better part of 7 or so years. And I've experimented and tried with all sorts of things. But some of the worst mistakes I've made, some of the biggest times of procrastination that I've had, when I've failed to take the right actions have consistently come from me being scared to basically put myself in front of people and make an absolute fool of myself. One of the most amazing things when we're kids is that we don't realize how stupid we look, and we lose that as we get older. And as a kid, when you're 6 years old and you're with your best friend and you're running around on the street, you don't care that you're shouting in the middle of the street because the world is just you. And we lose that when we get older. But I think that's something that we really have to hold on to. This ability to ignore the outside world and just have fun in trying something. This is something I'm really, really big on these days. And I go back to a lot. But when you feel scared about something, when you feel hesitant, when you feel anxious, embrace it and face that head on and write that down. make a point of it. Make a point of doing the one thing that you know that you're avoiding because you don't know how to do it, because you've never done it before. Write that down and say, that's the one singular thing I'm going to do today. And like, it also feels scary to put it out there. It feels scary to make that first post in a while and, you know, people react and you know that people are seeing it. But that's the process. And this is as much a reminder to myself as it is for anybody else maybe. But the actions that need to be taken might be a little bit scary to do. But that's usually a good sign. And I think the people who get the furthest get very, very used to that fear and kind of indulge in it almost. There's this great speech by Benedict Cumberbatch, which I go back to very often. It's actually, the speech is a letter by Saul Lewitt or something. And it's read by Benedict Cumberbatch, and I think his delivery is incredible. And it's the speech, just do. Like, stop thinking, moaning, groaning, and
doubting, fearing, hurting, grinding away at yourself. Stop it and just do.
Doing everything to avoid doing the thing. And we fall in that trap all the time. It happens very, very often, unfortunately. For those who might have needed it, I think that's a good reflection to keep in mind. It's a good reminder. People, I think, need to be reminded more than taught. And it's a good one to go back to all the time. You can feel the fear and do it anyway. And that's the point.